Love is one of the most powerful forces in our lives. It has the capacity to heal, transform, and connect us in profound ways. But there's a truth we must all face: not all love is created equal. There's a difference between love that lifts us up and love that holds us down, between love that helps us grow and love that keeps us small. And that difference matters more than we sometimes realize. Healthy love is rooted in mutual respect and personal growth, while unhealthy love thrives on control and fear. Love is a transformative force that can shape our lives in profound ways. However, the quality of the love we experience depends on its foundation. Healthy love and unhealthy love are not just two sides of the same coin, they are entirely different paradigms, driven by opposing principles. Healthy love begins with mutual respect. It is a partnership where both individuals honor each other's humanity, value each other's perspectives, and treat each other with kindness. This respect creates a solid foundation for trust, communication, and emotional intimacy. When two people respect each other, they create a space where both feel safe to express their thoughts, feelings, and needs without fear of judgment or rejection. In this space, personal growth flourishes. Each partner is encouraged to pursue their passions, explore their potential, and evolve as individuals, knowing they have the unwavering support of the other. Personal growth and healthy love isn't about leaving the relationship behind, it's about enriching it. When both individuals strive to better themselves emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, their love becomes a dynamic, evolving connection. They challenge each other to rise to their best selves, celebrating successes and navigating challenges together. This kind of love thrives on collaboration, compromise, and a shared vision of growth. Unhealthy love, by contrast, is rooted in control and fear. It often masquerades as passion or devotion, but underneath it seeks to dominate rather than support. In this dynamic, one or both partners may try to control the other's thoughts, actions, or decisions. Control is not about love, it's about power. It stems from insecurity and a fear of losing the other person, leading to behaviors like jealousy, manipulation, or excessive dependency. Fear is the driving force behind unhealthy love. Fear of abandonment, fear of vulnerability, fear of not being good enough. These emotions create a toxic environment where growth is stifled and individuality is suppressed. In such relationships, personal achievements may be seen as threats and individuality as a challenge to the bond. Instead of encouraging each other to shine, unhealthy love dims the light of one or both partners. Over time, it chips away at self-esteem and leaves individuals feeling trapped, unfulfilled, or diminished. The difference between healthy and unhealthy love lies in the outcomes. Healthy love builds, uplifts, and empowers. It strengthens your sense of self and deepens your connection with the other person. Unhealthy love, on the other hand, breaks down trust, self-worth, and emotional stability. It's a love that consumes rather than nurtures, leaving behind a trail of emotional scars. Recognizing the difference between these two types of love is crucial. It begins with self-awareness and a commitment to your own well-being. By choosing relationships rooted in respect and growth, you create a love that not only sustains but also transforms your life for the better. In any healthy relationship, boundaries are not a sign of separation or distance, but a vital component that nurtures respect, trust, and emotional well-being. Many people mistakenly view boundaries as barriers that create walls between individuals, but in reality, boundaries are the bridges that keep relationships strong and thriving. They are the invisible lines that protect your emotional, physical, and psychological space, ensuring that both individuals in a relationship can grow, thrive, and engage with each other in a healthy, respectful manner. At the heart of any lasting, loving relationship is the understanding that both people are separate, whole individuals, and their needs, desires, and limits should be acknowledged and respected. Boundaries are the clear communication of these needs and limits. They help define what is acceptable and what is not, allowing both partners to feel safe and valued without feeling suffocated or taken advantage of. Boundaries are an essential tool for self-care. When you set boundaries in a relationship, you are not just taking care of your own well-being, you are also showing respect for the other person's needs and emotions. Healthy boundaries allow space for both individuals to nurture their own identities and pursue their own goals, without the relationship consuming or defining them entirely. For example, setting boundaries around how much time you need alone to recharge isn't a rejection of the other person, it's an affirmation that you need space to be your best self in the relationship. In an unhealthy relationship, however, boundaries are often ignored or violated. In these situations, boundaries are either non-existent or constantly overstepped, leading to a breakdown of trust and respect. People in unhealthy relationships may find themselves giving up their needs to constantly please the other person, or they may feel overwhelmed by the emotional demands placed on them. In these cases, one partner may manipulate or guilt the other into abandoning their boundaries, creating an environment of emotional exhaustion and dependency. Unhealthy relationships often thrive on blurred or non-existent boundaries because they enable one person to dominate or control the other. For example, a partner who continually ignores the other person's need for personal space, or one who invalidates their feelings, is not showing respect for their boundaries. Instead, they are fostering an environment where emotional manipulation can flourish. When boundaries are not respected, love becomes conditional, transactional, and ultimately unsustainable. The key to healthy love is the recognition that both partners are whole, autonomous individuals who deserve respect and space to be themselves. Boundaries protect this autonomy, ensuring that the relationship can grow without infringing upon either person's individuality. Healthy boundaries allow for honest communication and vulnerability, where both partners feel safe to express their needs, desires, and concerns without fear of judgment or retaliation. They give both people the emotional and physical space to process their feelings, reflect on their needs, and decide how they want to show up in the relationship. In the end, boundaries are not walls but tools that cultivate a deeper connection. They give love room to breathe and grow. When both partners honor and respect each other's boundaries, the relationship becomes a place of safety, trust, and mutual care. By recognizing boundaries as the foundation of healthy love, we create relationships that are strong, resilient, and capable of standing the test of time. Vulnerability is the heart of healthy love, but in unhealthy relationships, it is often exploited or suppressed. Vulnerability is often misunderstood. Many people fear vulnerability because they associate it with weakness or exposure to harm. However, true vulnerability, the kind that forms the bedrock of healthy love, is not about being defenseless or unprotected. It is about showing up authentically, without the walls we build to guard our hearts, and allowing ourselves to be seen for who we truly are. Vulnerability is the courage to be real with another person, to share our deepest truths, fears, hopes, and desires, and to trust that we will be met with empathy, care, and respect. In healthy love, vulnerability is the foundation that allows for genuine connection. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we create a space where emotional intimacy can thrive. This kind of vulnerability isn't about revealing everything all at once or laying bare our deepest pain in an unsafe environment. It's about the willingness to be open and honest, even when it feels risky. Healthy relationships encourage vulnerability because they foster an atmosphere of trust, support, and acceptance. When both partners embrace vulnerability, they are free to show their authentic selves without fear of judgment or rejection. This creates deeper emotional bonds, a stronger sense of closeness, and a deeper understanding of each other's needs. Vulnerability in healthy relationships also enables growth. It's through being vulnerable that we are able to ask for help, admit our mistakes, and express our emotions openly. It allows us to work through conflict constructively, rather than retreating into defensive behaviors or emotional avoidance. In this environment, partners are able to challenge each other to grow, support one another through difficult times, and create an unbreakable trust that sustains their connection through life's inevitable ups and downs. However, in unhealthy relationships, vulnerability is often manipulated or suppressed. Instead of being a source of strength and connection, vulnerability becomes a weapon. One partner may use the other's vulnerabilities against them, whether through criticism, guilt, or manipulation. In these kinds of relationships, showing vulnerability can feel dangerous as it opens the door to emotional exploitation. Instead of offering comfort and support when we share our fears or needs, our vulnerability might be met with contempt, judgment, or even shame. This response erodes trust and creates emotional distance. In unhealthy love, vulnerability can be twisted into a tool for control. One person may demand that the other reveal intimate details before they are ready, using it as a means to manipulate or hold power. The act of sharing personal emotions, past trauma, or desires may be weaponized to undermine the other person's confidence or to fuel insecurities. In such situations, vulnerability becomes an act of submission rather than an exchange of trust. In other cases, vulnerability is suppressed altogether. One partner may feel emotionally unsafe, either because they fear their vulnerability will be dismissed or exploited. Over time, this emotional withholding leads to disconnection. When one or both partners are afraid to be vulnerable, the relationship becomes stagnant, and the emotional distance grows. Without vulnerability, the relationship cannot fully flourish, and the potential for true intimacy remains unrealized. The key to healthy love is creating an environment where vulnerability is honored and cherished. It requires both partners to approach each other with empathy and care, understanding that vulnerability is an act of strength. It's a space where both people can bring their whole selves, flaws, fears, and all, and still feel accepted and loved. Vulnerability in love is not about perfection, it's about being real with each other and showing up as you truly are, knowing that you are safe, seen, and heard. It is this openness that allows love to deepen and thrive, providing the emotional intimacy that binds two people together in an authentic, lasting connection. The difference lies in how love makes you feel about yourself, empowered and whole versus diminished and dependent. At its core, love should empower us to be our best selves. It should uplift us, support our growth, and provide a safe space where we can thrive both individually and as part of a partnership. Healthy love makes you feel empowered, confident, and capable. It nurtures your sense of self-worth, strengthens your independence, and encourages you to pursue your goals, dreams, and aspirations. In contrast, unhealthy love has the opposite effect. It diminishes your sense of self, fosters dependency, and chips away at your confidence. It creates an environment where you feel small, uncertain, or incapable of being your true self. In a healthy relationship, love encourages personal growth. It motivates you to pursue your passions, face challenges with resilience, and step into your full potential. A partner who loves you in a healthy way sees you as an equal and supports your individual journey. They respect your need for personal space, encourage your ambitions, and celebrate your achievements. Healthy love isn't about ownership or control, it's about mutual respect and encouragement. You feel empowered because your partner helps you become the best version of yourself, without asking you to sacrifice your individuality or your dreams. Furthermore, in healthy love, you feel a sense of security that allows you to show up as your authentic self. There is no need to perform or hide parts of yourself to gain approval. You feel whole and complete, and your partner helps you maintain that sense of wholeness by accepting you as you are. They don't try to change you to fit their vision of who you should be. Instead, they love you for the person you already are, flaws and all. This kind of love cultivates a deep, enduring sense of self-worth. You walk through the world feeling supported, valued, and capable, knowing that you have the love and respect of someone who sees you clearly and loves you deeply. In contrast, unhealthy love often leaves us feeling diminished. Instead of building us up, it chips away at our self-esteem and creates doubt in our abilities. In these relationships, love is conditional, dependent on meeting someone else's needs or expectations. Instead of feeling free to pursue your own passions or grow as an individual, you may feel stifled, constantly adjusting yourself to please the other person. Over time, this can lead to feelings of inadequacy, insecurity, and a loss of identity. You may begin to doubt your worth, believing that you are only valuable when you fulfill someone else's desires or when you sacrifice your own needs. Unhealthy love fosters dependency, where one partner relies heavily on the other for emotional validation, approval, or support. This creates an imbalance in the relationship, where one person may feel suffocated or controlled, while the other feels trapped in a cycle of needing constant reassurance. Instead of being two whole individuals coming together to share in life's joys and challenges, this dynamic can result in one person feeling like they cannot stand on their own feet without the other, leading to emotional exhaustion and a lack of personal fulfillment. In unhealthy love, emotional manipulation or control can also play a part in diminishing a person's sense of self. One partner might make the other feel guilty for pursuing their own goals, or they may undermine their confidence through criticism, comparison, or dismissive behavior. Over time, this emotional erosion leads to feelings of inadequacy and powerlessness. The critical difference then lies in how love affects your sense of self. Does it make you feel empowered, respected, and able to thrive as an individual? Or does it make you feel small, dependent, and uncertain of your worth? Healthy love builds you up, while unhealthy love tears you down. The most important relationship you can have is the one you have with yourself, and the right kind of love, whether romantic, familial, or platonic, should reinforce your sense of self, not diminish it. In healthy love, you feel whole, confident, and ready to take on the world, knowing you are supported, loved, and accepted. In unhealthy love, you feel less than unsure and constantly seeking validation from someone who makes you feel incomplete. The love you choose to nurture in your life should empower you to stand tall, to embrace your full potential, and to walk through the world as the most authentic version of yourself. In conclusion, the difference between healthy and unhealthy love is profound and transformative. Healthy love is rooted in respect, personal growth, boundaries, vulnerability, and mutual empowerment. It is a force that strengthens us, encourages us to be our best selves, and provides a foundation where we can grow together without losing our individuality. Healthy love fosters trust, emotional safety, and the freedom to be vulnerable, knowing that our authentic selves will be accepted and cherished. Unhealthy love, on the other hand, is built on control, fear, and dependency. It diminishes our sense of self, creates emotional exhaustion, and stifles our growth. In these relationships, we may find ourselves sacrificing our needs and dreams, losing sight of who we truly are, and feeling diminished rather than empowered. Vulnerability is exploited, boundaries are violated, and love becomes conditional rather than unconditional. The key to recognizing healthy love is in how it makes us feel about ourselves. Does it uplift us, make us feel whole, and empower us to stand confidently in our own worth? Or does it leave us feeling insecure, small, and dependent on someone else for our sense of value? Healthy love will always make us feel more connected to ourselves and to the people we care about. It builds trust, supports growth, and nurtures both individuality and unity. As we navigate our relationships, let us remember that we deserve love that lifts us up, respects our boundaries, and encourages us to thrive. We deserve love that makes us feel empowered, whole, and valued, not love that diminishes or controls. The difference between healthy and unhealthy love is not just in the way we interact with others, but in the way we learn to love ourselves. Choose love that makes you feel whole and worthy, for that is the love that will transform your life.